turned around and she looked directly at me, and then I just held up the money, and I held up the banh mi and was like,
So just came into the kitchen and see Danger hanging out by the water cooler that we've just got. Do you want to explain what's happening?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So in Vietnam, like a lot of Asia or Southeast Asia, you can't drink tap water. So I just drove to a random guy running a shop on the scooter. I wish I should have filmed the conversation because I had no idea what he was saying. He knew what I was trying to say, but he couldn't tell me. Basically, I paid 70,000 dong and I drove off one-handed with this thing on the scooter. And I know we can take it back empty, I just don't know how much that's going to cost me. And then when we return it, I have no idea how much our deposit is.
Oh well.
But we're talking about a couple of dollars and we get cold drinking water. So we've had our first night in the villa. Sadly, Stace is not feeling too flat. I think she's got a migraine. And there's construction going on everywhere, so it's quite loud. But I think she's got a migraine, which is a bit of a shame. So I'm on a solo mission. I need to go and try and find some local markets where we can buy fresh produce and like meat and stuff like that, because in Hoi An there's actually not a supermarket, which is a bit of a pain. So we will be doing a big trip up to Da Nang, which is like 45 minutes north of here, and there's supermarkets there, and that will be more for the bigger supplies. So I'm going to go and do a bit of a scoping mission now and see what the very, very local market is like. I'm not really sure what to expect, but we'll see. Come see it with me anyway. One thing's for sure, this place is absolutely stunning. We live on a little side street off the main strip. This is about a minute drive. I never thought I was like a rice paddy person. I'm like, always the beach makes me feel good and like happy vibes, but there's just something about this. I mean, look at it. I love it. It just makes me feel good every day, and you just can't put a value on what that's worth to you every day to feel positive surrounded by this. One of the toughest things about driving a scooter in Asia is actually knowing where you can park. This is the markets here. And I honestly have no idea. There's never any car parks. I think it's probably something we should care about less because they just park anywhere. So maybe we should just not care, but they always seem to. You know, I'm at the markets now. I get the feeling I'm too late. It's about 1 o'clock now and I think a lot of it is closed up. But I want to try and find some fruit for Stace so that she's got something fresh to eat today. Worth a look around anyway. Possibly I'm either too late or too early for a lot of the like clothes and stuff, but I think I should still be able to buy fruit and veg if we really want to. There's loads of fresh stuff out, which is always a plus. Over here is some of the stuff that we need, but they're closed. Pots and pans, cooking stuff. Sorry, I wake you up. Sleeping. Are these sweet?
Sweet.
Like, and with these ones? Not sweet. Okay. How much for one mango?
1 kilo 35.
1 kilo 35.
More than half kilo 20.
20 for that? Okay. I'm gonna have to try and figure out what the proper hours are for this place because I'm sort of just flying blind at the moment. Managed to get a mango. Paid 20,000 for one. No idea if that's a good price or not. Someone can probably tell me if I got completely ripped off, but that's what you get with a market.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? Oh, no thank you. Looks tasty though. That's what you get with a market though. You just never really know if you've been completely ripped off, and unless you've done it a couple of times. That's all part of settling in, I suppose. Next trick is to go and get some gas, which again, man, they like to take you for a ride there, so we'll try and see if I can watch the meter so that they don't bump it up before you even put anything in. Apparently that's a common trick here, and I'm pretty sure on our second or third day we got done over. I think the petrol went well. 50,000 dong, got about 2.7 litres I think. You're supposed to look at the meter so they know that you can't be messed with. Stacey, got you all a mango. Oh. She's not feeling too good. Netflix in bed. I think we know who the real master is. And this is the big reveal. Not happening. You just need to cut a bit deeper. Oh shit! Oh my god. My world was just being shattered. Just had an experience that I thought might be worth sharing. I just went and bought 3 banh mi huangs, which are the famous ones in Hoi An because of Anthony Bourdain. We did a whole video on that, I won't go into it. And these are 20,000 each. We've been to this place like multiple times, more than a handful of times. So I handed over 200,000 and I got back like a handful of notes, which is, and it moves quite quickly in there. So I had like a 10 and then a 50 and then a 20 and then a 10. It was a little bit confusing. I'm walking away, I'm out of the queue by this point, and I'm counting the money, and I counted it twice. It's like, she shortchanged me by 20,000, which is not a lot of money, but it's the principle, and it can happen if you keep letting it happen. So I stopped and I turned around, and she was making herself look very busy doing something else. And I just stood there, and then within like 5 seconds, she turned around and she looked directly at me. And then I just held up the money, and I held up the banh mi and was like, mm-mm. And then instantly, bam, up comes my money.
Oh wow.
And so I just like, I reach over this counter and I take the money and just like smirk at her. Well, there's nothing you can do. And I turn around and there's these locals that have just jumped on their scooter, and they're both like smiling and laughing at me, but they're sort of like, yeah, go you, for saying something.
Well, I'm glad you did.
So this is a completely random but magical moment that I thought I'd run and get the camera to show. Oh, they've moved. So we've just been sitting here, playing cards, having a bit of a drink, sun setting in the background, and then all these little ducks. Look at them all. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna get that zoom on. All these little ducks just randomly come past. Little ducklings. There's no mum or dad with them either. This is life in Vietnam. Oh, now I feel like you're just doing that so you can distract me.
You couldn't see the cards just now.
These are those like magical moments that are really hard to, I don't know, hard to share or hard to like imagine when you're watching it on camera. But something as like basic as that, but so random, I think is what really makes it. Just like sitting during sunset, the weather's still so cool that I like don't even have a shirt on, and then just, I don't know, 30 ducklings just having their like buffet for the night.
They're so cute.
This is just a slower pace than just our life in Vietnam, and I couldn't be happier. I really love it.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, another epic day. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thanks again for the support. We massively appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up and a like if you can, and we'll catch you again on the next one.
Bye.
See ya.